Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Yeah, hi, this is Ron from Cleveland, calling in to just comment on a few things I've seen on your show here recently. The Chris Sims statement. It's a good thing for the NFL that they have other good games on, so no one will watch the Browns and Deshaun Watson. Give me a break. Has this guy not paid the price yet for a bunch of women with no proof other than he said, she said, millions of dollars, sit out a whole season 1 year, give up 11 games the next year? Well, what do they want? They want to cut off one of his hands, maybe chop his toes off of one foot so he's not fast anymore? For God's sake, let it go. He sounded like a little crybaby little girl, which he pretty much played like in his short and illustrious career. His dad was the only one in the family that had any talent. Chris, you failed as a football player. You failed as an announcer. Find something else to do in life that's constructive and people want to hear. Sorry for the rant. Love the Browns. Get them, Deshaun. Stick it right to them, bud.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome in Ashley Bastak, Browns beat reporter from Plaindale at cleveland.com. Ashley, he was on a little bit of a roll. And again, I get Browns fan sentiment, but I think nationally people won't get over it with Deshaun for a little bit. It'll take them a little bit longer than it will Browns fans.
I think so, too. And I think, we talked about this on our Orange and Brown Talk podcast that just got released this morning. I think some of it is a lot of people, especially nationally, who aren't Browns fans. I think there are a segment of Browns fans who have decided how they feel about Deshaun Watson one way or the other, right? There's a segment of fans who are not happy with this move, given the sexual misconduct allegations he faced. There are a section of fans who want to keep things about football, and maybe those people aren't going to easily change their minds. But I do think there's a segment of people who would change their mind about Deshaun Watson if he can do things like be active in the community, if he shows genuine remorse for this situation that he was involved in, because I think a lot of the feelings around the bad feelings towards him revolve around the fact that a lot of people feel like that remorse hasn't really been there. Of course, I think everyone thinks about the pregame ahead of that preseason game against Jacksonville on the broadcast when it seemed like he was maybe apologizing. And then, of course, when he talked to us in August after the suspension was announced, it was kind of viewed widely as him walking that back. Now, I don't know if that original quote unquote apology was that strong in the first place to even be walked back, but I do think we haven't necessarily gotten that remorse from him, even that, hey, like, I'm sorry, I understand I shouldn't have put myself in this position, anything along those lines. So I think until that happens, he's not really going to make inroads and change his mind. And I've said all along, I think this is something that it's not impossible to do, right? I'm always really careful. I don't like to compare his situation to any other like legal situation or ethical situation that past NFL players have gotten into. But I think it's not impossible to get that goodwill back, but you really have to be willing to do the work off the field. And it's going to take a long time. It could take years, I think, for that really to come back.